Mr. President, I think we have touched an interesting chord with Senator Pia Cayetano. So if you do not mind, may we request that she be recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. With the indulgence of the gentleman, I sponsored our FDA law. And so when I heard the Assistant Minority Floor Leader mention it, it caught my attention. I do have very strong feelings about how this is intended to be implemented. Our Assistant Minority Floor Leader has his personal and very valid concerns on dangerous drugs, which overlaps in many ways with FDA. And so I leave the dangerous drugs to his honor, but on my end, there's so much abuses that can happen in the regulation of food, drugs, devices, and food, drug, and cosmetics.
Tobacco.
Even just when it comes to direct importation of cosmetics and food that are that do not pass the standards, if these do not go through direct importation of cosmetics and food that are that do not pass the standards, if these do not go through the normal processes of FDA, which you can see in Binondo and in a lot of marketplaces. You have so many concerns on even things that may be considered not so serious, but if you even use a colored contact lens or facial powder that have dangerous substances in it, could be very, very dangerous. So actually, in the period of amendments, because of the time constraints, this is one of those aspects that I wanted to take up. But to give room to our other colleagues to take the floor during interpellation, I said I will. I don't have to interpellate again, but during the period of committee amendments, I was actually going to ensure that that would not be an exclusive power only, because I think it is very easy to ensure that halal certified and any other requirements for our Muslim brothers is falls within the FDA. I cannot see how that cannot be easily worked in. But to have for that to be an exclusive power, I will really have a problem. And like I said, in the period of amendments, that will really be one of mine.
The point is well taken. In fact, it was a point that was raised during the hearings by the manufacturers of medicine. And they were worried, of course, about quality control and standards that they be maintained. And that is why the Bureau of Food and Drugs still maintains the enforcement part of their function. This is in the substitute bill. We simply speak of the regulation.
What can His Honor explain? I didn't quite get it. I was trying to catch the exchange. What is the difference between the enforcement and the regulation? You mean they'll come up with their own rules?
They'll come up. They will have whatever rules are not covered, whatever issues on food and drugs are not covered by the Bureau of Food and the Food and Drug Administration. That they can regulate. They cannot regulate or make up rules that are contrary to what the Food and Drug Administration have already established. So it is. So if, for example, like one of the worries is that the drugs are substandard, or they have something actually wrong with them, that it hurts people, then that is when the Food and Drug Administration will come in and enforce. The Bureau of Food and the Food and Drug Administration that they can regulate. They cannot regulate or make up rules that are contrary to what the Food and Drug Administration have already established. So it is. So if, for example, like one of the worries is that the drugs are substandard, or they have something actually wrong with them, that it hurts people, then that is when the Food and Drug Administration will come in and enforce the rules and say that this is not to stand. They shut down the operation, whatever.
On that note, Mr. President, Taguig City has the largest Muslim community in Metro Manila. And FDA is situated in Alabang, which is 20 minutes away, 10 minutes without traffic. So I see no reason why FDA should not be making sure that all our Muslim brothers, wherever they are, have access to Muslim-friendly food, drugs, cosmetic. There's no reason. There's no reason it should be limited, which is 20 minutes away, 10 minutes without traffic. So I see no reason why FDA should not be making sure that all our Muslim brothers, wherever they are, have access to Muslim-friendly food, drugs, cosmetic. There's no reason. There's no reason it should be limited to those in the Bangsamoro region.
That's understood, Mr. President, but we are bumping up here again on the issue of autonomy. We have said that the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region will access more autonomy than is given any other local government, and that is part of that autonomy. So again, this is the only changes that we made. This is original language from the draft BBL. We've tried to make as few changes as possible, and we felt that so long as the regulation and enforcement of the FDA still applies within the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, then we feel that those safeguards will still obtain within the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Once again, anything that will help to clarify the language, to make it very, very clear as to the extent of that regulation, to the extent of the FDA's involvement in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, can certainly be entertained. But that would be a major change, because we are moving it from an exclusive power to, I am assuming, a shared power.
Well, my concern remains, and I will be happy to go back with my staff and groups. I will not prolong the discussion. I'm sure the Assistant Minority Floor Leader has other questions. I already thank the gentleman for the time you've given me, but it's something that I'll get back to during the period of committee amendments, or even during His Honor's personal time, if I'm ready to
certainly.
submit some
we can
suggestions.
Have that discussion, so that I don't think that would be a problem. The good lady from Taguig, I think, has a wider experience in this on this subject. So certainly, any inputs from her would be most welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano. Yes,
Thank you, Mr.